The silence of space was broken only by the soft hum of Jae-sung Kim's salvage ship. Massive chunks of rock and metal drifted slowly around him, a dangerous dance of debris in the endless black. His eyes were fixed on the screen, watching the blinking signals that most would ignore. There it was again, a faint energy signature hidden among the asteroids. Jae-sung leaned forward, his weathered hands moving quickly across the control panel. Most salvage crews would have passed this area by. The outer rim was a graveyard of forgotten ships and broken dreams. But he was different. Where others saw trash, he saw treasure. The ship's computer ran another scan. The results were strange. Fragments of an old Terran vessel, barely holding together. Its hull was torn open like a metal wound, systems barely breathing. Most would have written it off as space junk. Not Jae-sung. He remembered his father's words. In space, nothing is truly dead. It just needs the right kind of care. The salvage arm extended from his ship, a mechanical tentacle reaching through the darkness. Carefully, it grabbed onto the damaged vessel. Alarms started blinking. Warning signs popped up on multiple screens. The ship was unstable, radioactive, dangerous. Jae-sung didn't care. His reputation was built on impossible rescues. Other engineers talked about him in space stations and repair yards. Kim can bring back anything, they would say. If there's even a single working circuit, he'll make it sing. The computer continued its analysis. The ship was from the Outer Rim conflict, a war that had ended almost 10 years ago. Thousands of ships had been lost, their stories forgotten. This one looked like it had taken a beating worse than most. Multiple hull breaches, quantum drive completely destroyed, life support systems offline, navigation computer shattered. To most, this would be a death sentence for any spacecraft. But Jae-sung saw something else. He saw potential. The salvage arm pulled the ship closer, microthrusters fired, carefully moving the broken vessel into the ship's recovery bay. Dust and small debris floated away, creating a cloud of metallic snow around the two ships. As the damaged vessel settled into place, Jae-sung noticed something odd. Between the tears in the hull, something glinted. Not like typical ship metal. Something different. AI. He called to his ship's AI. Run a full spectral analysis on that unusual material in Section 7. The AI's calm voice responded. Processing. Jae-sung. Preliminary results suggest an unknown alloy. Composition does not match standard Terran or known alien manufacturing techniques. Jae-sung's heart raced. This was why he loved salvage work. Every broken ship told a story. And this one felt different. Outside, asteroids continued their slow dance. The universe kept its secrets, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover them. And Jae-sung Kim was exactly that kind of person. He didn't know it yet, but the ship he had just rescued would change everything. The repair bay was cold and quiet. Jae-sung moved around the broken ship, his work light cutting through the darkness like a knife. Every step made a soft echo against the metal floor. Something about this ship was different, and he was going to find out why. AIA. He called out, "Give me a full breakdown of the quantum core." The AI's voice was smooth and calm. Quantum core shows partial functionality. Multiple damage points. Unusual energy signatures detected. Jae-sung's hand traced a line of strange markings on the ship's inner hull. They weren't like any standard ship markings he had seen before. The metal felt different too. Harder. More complex. He pulled out a scanning tool. Blue light swept across the surface, revealing hidden layers of information. Most engineers would have missed the details. But Jae-sung was not most engineers. The first surprise came when he opened a damaged data module. Fragments of information flickered on his screen. Weapons research, experimental technology. Something called quantum fold technology kept appearing in blurred text. AIA. He said slowly, "What do you know about quantum fold?" The eye was quiet for a moment. This was rare. AIA always had an answer. Limited information available. References suggest a theoretical technology capable of manipulating space-time at fundamental levels. Jae-sung's heart raced. Manipulating space-time wasn't just advanced. It was impossible, or at least, it was supposed to be. He continued his investigation. The ship's core systems were more complex than any standard military or civilian design. Layers of protection, hidden circuits, fail-safe systems built inside fail-safe systems. Someone had gone to extreme lengths to hide something. As hours passed, Jae-sung pulled more pieces apart. Each discovery raised more questions. The ship's original purpose was unclear. Military, research vessel, something else entirely. A small compartment caught his attention. It was hidden behind a panel that most would have missed. Jae-sung's fingers worked carefully, releasing the lock. Inside, he found something unexpected. A small data crystal, not like the standard storage devices used in most ships. This was different, older, more complex. "AI," he said. "Analyze this crystal. Maximum security protocols." The AI began its work. Lines of code scrolled across the screen. Encryption layers peeled away one by one. Jae-sung waited. Patience was a skill he had learned during years of salvage work. In space, rushing meant death. Rushing meant missing important details. Minutes passed, then an hour. Suddenly, ARIS spoke. "Partial decryption complete. Warning. Sensitive information detected." Images began to form on the screen. Technical diagrams, weapon designs, something that looked like a star map with strange markings. "What am I looking at?" Jae-sung whispered. The ship around him seemed to hum, as if it was alive, as if it was waiting. Jae-sung knew one thing for certain. This was no ordinary salvage job. This was something much bigger, much more dangerous. The workshop was a mess of tools, wires, and broken ship parts. Jae-sung worked without stopping. Day became night. Night became day. He didn't care about time anymore. Every piece of the mysterious ship told a story, and he was going to understand that story. ARI helped him track the complex rebuild. Replacement parts came from everywhere. Some were standard issue. Others were custom-made. Each piece was carefully chosen. Each circuit was checked and double-checked. "This material is not from any standard manufacturer," ARI would say. Jae-sung would just nod. He knew something special was happening. The ship's quantum core was the biggest challenge. Most of it was destroyed, but not all. Small pieces remained, pieces that whispered of something incredible. He worked with a set of special tools, micro-manipulators that could move atoms, quantum stabilizers that most engineers only read about in technical journals. His hands moved with a skill that seemed almost magical. Other salvage workers thought he was crazy. They would visit his workshop and shake their heads. "That ship is dead," they would say. "Give up." But Jae-sung knew better. Slowly, the ship began to take shape. Its hull was no longer just damaged metal. It was becoming something else, something different. Araya ran constant diagnostics. Structural integrity increasing, she would report. Quantum resonance at 23% and rising. Most of the original systems were gone. Jae-sung wasn't rebuilding the old ship. He was creating something new, something that had never existed before. Parts came from different sources. Some were standard military surplus. Others were experimental technologies he had collected over years of salvage work. A cooling system from a research station. A power converter from an abandoned mining ship. Each piece was carefully selected. The workshop looked like a madman's dream. Holographic displays floated in the air. Complex diagrams showed the ship's internal structure. Wires connected impossible systems. Tools moved by themselves, guided by Araya's precise instructions. Jae-sung worked without sleep. Coffee cups piled up. Food was forgotten. The ship was all that mattered. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Other engineers heard rumors. whispers about the crazy salvage engineer who was building something impossible. But no one knew the full story. The quantum core was the most interesting part. Most of it was destroyed, but the remaining pieces suggested something beyond current technology. Hints of a system that could do more than just move a ship through space. "What are you trying to tell me?" Jae-sung would ask the broken pieces. Araya would analyze. "Insufficient data," she would respond. But Jae-sung knew there was more. Much more. As the months passed, the ship slowly took shape. It was no longer the broken vessel he had found in the asteroid field. It was becoming something else. Something powerful. Something dangerous. Jae-sung didn't know it yet, but he was about to change everything. Jae-sung's workshop was quiet. Only the soft hum of machines broke the silence. Araya's holographic display flickered with complex data streams. Something was happening. Something big. The quantum core they had been working on suddenly came alive. It wasn't supposed to work. Every expert would have said it was impossible. But here it was, pulsing with an energy that seemed to bend the very air around it. "Ara-a," Jae-sung whispered. "What am I seeing?" The A's response was calm but excited. "Quantum entanglement detected. Space-time manipulation at 0.03%. Preliminary readings suggest unprecedented energy generation." Most people would not have understood, but Jae-sung knew exactly what this meant. He had heard stories about theoretical weapons, technologies so advanced they could reshape reality. Most considered them impossible, myths told by drunk engineers in space stations. But now, he was looking at something real. The quantum core continued to pulse. Waves of invisible energy spread through the workshop. Tools started to vibrate. Holographic displays flickered and changed. Something was happening that no one had ever seen before. Araya continued her analysis. Energy patterns do not match any known technology. Quantum signature is unique. Potential applications, unlimited. Jae-sung understood the implications. This wasn't just a ship repair. This was something more. Much more. His mind raced through possibilities. A weapon that could destroy entire planets. A drive system that could travel faster than light. A technology that could change how humans understood the universe. The quantum core kept pulsing. Soft blue light filled the workshop. It felt alive, almost like it was breathing. Outside, the night was dark. Stars watched silently. Somewhere in the galaxy, something was changing. Araya's voice broke the silence. "Warning. Energy levels increasing. Quantum instability detected." Jae-sung moved quickly. Years of training kicked in. He knew how to handle dangerous technologies. His hands moved across control panels. Safety systems activated. But something was different this time. The quantum core was not following normal rules. It was doing something unexpected. Something that shouldn't be possible. "Araya," he called. "Shut down all systems. Now." But the AI didn't respond. The quantum core continued to pulse. Waves of energy spread outward. For a moment, Jae-sung thought he saw something impossible. The workshop seemed to bend. Reality itself seemed to twist. Just for a second. Just for a moment. Then everything went back to normal. Araya's systems came back online. "Quantum test complete," she reported. "No damage detected." Jae-sung knew better. Something had changed. Something big. He looked at the quantum core. It sat there, quiet and innocent, but he knew it was hiding something. Something incredible. The first real breakthrough had happened, and no one in the galaxy knew about it yet. Jae-sung smiled. This was going to be interesting. The pirate ships moved slowly. 5 of them. Big. Ugly. Weapons ready. They thought they had found an easy target. Jae-sung's modified ship sat in the middle of empty space. No movement. No signs of life. Just a broken vessel waiting to be picked apart. The pirate captain laughed. "Easy money," he told his crew. Aria was watching. Waiting. Jae-sung sat calm. His hands touched special control panels, the ones he had built himself, the ones no one else understood. The first pirate ship moved closer, weapons charging, ready to fire. Then something strange happened. The space around Jae-sung's ship started to change, not in a way anyone could see clearly, but in a way that felt wrong, unnatural. Quantum fields began to shift. Reality itself seemed to bend. The first pirate ship fired, a massive energy beam that could destroy most vessels in seconds. But the beam never reached its target. Instead, something impossible happened. The ship simply stopped existing. Not destroyed, not blown up, just gone. One moment it was there. The next moment it was not. The other pirate ships froze. Their sensors went crazy. Communication systems failed. What happened? The second ship's captain screamed. No one knew. More quantum fields shifted. Another ship disappeared. Then another. No explosions. No debris. Just empty space where ships used to be. Araria's voice was calm. Quantum fold technology activated. Target elimination complete. Jae-sung watched quietly. He understood what was happening. The quantum core was doing exactly what he had hoped, but better than he could have imagined. The last pirate ship tried to run, but it was too late. Space twisted. Reality bent. The ship simply vanished. Complete silence returned to space. 5 ships, 5 crews, all gone in moments. No traces remained. Interesting, Jae-sung said softly. Araya responded. Quantum test successful. 100% target elimination. 0 collateral damage. Most people would have been scared. Most engineers would have been terrified by what they had just seen. But Jae-sung was different. He saw possibility. He saw potential. The quantum core had worked perfectly. Better than perfectly. It hadn't just destroyed ships. It had removed them from existence. No weapons, no explosions, just pure scientific manipulation of space and time. Outside the ship, stars continued to shine. Nothing had changed. And everything had changed. Jae-sung knew one thing for certain. The galaxy would never be the same again. Within days, everyone knew something had happened. 5 pirate ships, completely gone. No traces, no explanations. The first messages came from military channels. Coded transmissions, urgent communications. Something was different. Unidentified technology detected. One message read. Quantum disruption beyond current understanding, said another. Jae-sung watched from his hidden workshop. Araya monitored all communications, tracking everything. The first official response came from the Galactic Council. A special meeting was called. Top scientists, military leaders, government officials. Something big was happening. Bounties appeared, not just small rewards, massive amounts of credits. Anyone who could find the source of the technology would become instantly rich. But no one knew where to look. Governments started moving. Military ships began searching. Intelligence agencies worked overtime. Everyone wanted to understand what had happened. Some thought it was a new weapon. Others believed it was an alien technology. No one got close to the truth. Jae-sung remained quiet, working, waiting. Araya continued to monitor communications. Multiple governments increasing research budgets, she reported. Quantum research funding up 400%. The galaxy was changing, and most people didn't even know it. Diplomatic channels became busy. Urgent meetings happened behind closed doors. Leaders whispered about a technology that could change everything. The pirate incident was just the beginning. Some governments sent special teams, exploration vessels, research ships, all looking for answers. But Jae-sung was always one step ahead. The quantum core continued to develop, each test more impressive than the last. Araya helped him understand the technology, piece by piece. Potential applications expanding, she would say. Current understanding, limited. Military leaders argued. Scientists debated. No one knew the full story. Rumors spread through space stations, trading posts, small colonies. Everyone had a theory. Some said it was a new alien weapon. Others thought it was a secret government project. A few talked about impossible technologies. No one was close to the truth. Jae-sung watched and waited. The quantum core continued to pulse. Soft blue energy. Changing. Growing. Becoming something more. Special teams continued to search. But they would never find him. Not unless he wanted to be found. One thing was certain. The galaxy would never be the same again. Aria's voice broke the silence. Incoming communications, she said. Multiple high-priority channels. Jae-sung smiled. The real test was just beginning. He understood the power he had created. One touch could destroy entire planets. One signal could end civilizations. But he was not a weapon maker, not a killer. He was an engineer. Aria's sensors detected multiple approach vectors. Ships were coming. Military vessels. Research teams. Hunters looking for something they could not understand. Incoming ships, Aria reported. Military signatures detected. Multiple combat vessels. Jae-sung remained calm. His hands moved across special control panels. Panels he had built. Panels no one else could use. The quantum core continued to pulse, waiting. He thought about why he had started this project. Not for money, not for power, but for understanding. Technology was a tool, nothing more, nothing less. The first military ships appeared on the long-range scanners. Big, dangerous, weapons ready. They wanted his technology. They wanted to turn it into a weapon. But Jae-sung had other plans. Aria, he said quietly, prepare quantum fold system, defense protocol alpha. The AI responded instantly, understood. Quantum fold preparation at 78%. Outside, space began to change. Not in ways people could see easily, but in ways that felt wrong, unnatural. Military ships moved closer, weapons charging. Jae-sung knew they would not understand. No one would understand. The quantum core represented something bigger than weapons, bigger than war. It was about understanding the universe, about pushing boundaries. More ships appeared, different types. Research vessels, military ships, intelligence gathering teams. They all wanted the same thing, control. But Jae-sung was not interested in control. He was interested in possibility. Aria's voice was calm. Quantum fold defense system ready, waiting for your command. The first military ship fired, a massive energy beam. But something strange happened. The beam never reached its target. Instead, space twisted, reality bent. The military ship simply disappeared. Then another, and another. No explosions, no debris, just empty space. Jae-sung watched quietly. Defensive protocol complete, Aria reported. He understood the moral problem. The technology he had created could save humanity, or destroy everything. It was a weapon, but it was also a solution, a way to stop conflicts before they started. More ships approached, more would be destroyed, unless they understood, unless they listened. The quantum core continued to pulse. Jae-sung's ship hung in space, silent, powerful, different from anything that had come before. Aria's voice broke the silence. Quantum potential at maximum levels, all systems operational. He had created something impossible, a technology that could change everything. Not a weapon, not a tool of destruction, a solution. The quantum core continued to pulse. Soft blue energy that could reshape reality itself. Most would not understand. Most would be afraid. But Jae-sung saw something else. Possibility. The first message came through special channels. Encrypted. Hidden. From someone who understood. We are listening, it said. Jae-sung smiled. The ship around him was more than metal and circuits. It was a message. A challenge to everything people thought they knew about technology. Space-time manipulation was no longer a theory. It was real. AI continued her constant analysis. Quantum fold technology functioning at 99.7% efficiency. No known limitations detected. The implications were massive. Faster than light travel. Instant communication. Energy production beyond imagination. Potential solutions to problems humans had never solved. Governments would want to control it. Military groups would want to weaponize it. But Jae-sung had other plans. Prepare demonstration protocol, he told AI. The AI responded instantly. Quantum demonstration sequence initialized. Outside, space began to change. Not in ways people could easily see, but in ways that would change everything. The first test had destroyed pirate ships. The second test had stopped military attacks. Now came something different. A message. A promise. A new beginning. The quantum core pulsed stronger. Reality itself seemed to bend. Somewhere, scientists would be watching. Governments would be tracking. Military leaders would be afraid. But Jae-sung was not afraid. He was an engineer. And engineers solve problems.